The defense is walking a fine line here. I get where they're going. And I got to say, I respect this defense team for putting it all out there because they're taking a lot of heat. But what they're trying to do is explain her pattern of behavior. So when that defense expert of domestic violence comes up next week or in the next couple of days, they will say it is very possible that an educated, intelligent, successful woman would, in fact, stay in a relationship like this. And they're taking their time. They're getting it all out there. It is graphic and it's hard to hear, but they're going to follow that with a DV expert who is going to explain it is possible. The only concern I have, and I see where the defense is going, is exactly what you hit on. She's not a complete innocent. She has lived with a man before. She has engaged in sex, possibly anal, once before with another boyfriend. So they need to be really careful about painting her too much of an innocent, or it's going to backfire with the jury and they're going to think they're being disingenuous.
Lisa Bloom, legal analyst for Avo.com.
You know, I think she's really an insult to people who are genuine abuse survivors. She's a grown woman. This is a man with whom she had consensual sex. If she didn't like it, frankly, she should have said no, or at least not returned again and again and again to have sex with him. And it's very easy for her now that he's deceased, to create stories about those sexual interludes. But P.S., what does any of this have to do with a murder trial? It's very interesting. It's very lurid. But what does it have to do with self-defense? We still have yet to hear one incident where she was physically threatened by him. I'm still waiting.
Eric Schwartzreich.
Jane, wow. Salt and pepper can sum this case up. Let's talk about sex, baby. And sex sells. The million-dollar question is Jodi Arias selling this to the jury? I don't know the answer, but I know the questions. Is it anal sex? Is it oral sex? Apparently, according to her, even Mormons love sex. All this time, this trial has been going on. She's been on the stand 3 days, and not one talk about self-defense. I imagine, and it's unfortunate that a lot of women feel like prostitutes sometimes, but this is a self-defense case. Does the sex, do these relationships, does it add up? And is the defense team, and is Jodi selling this as, is this self-defense? We haven't had one mention, nothing about the self-defense. All of this talk about the abusive relationships, it's a tactic, and I wonder if all this talk about blowjobs, if that's blowing the case.
Oh, all right. Blowing the case. Jordan Rose, your thoughts?
How can we even believe anything she's saying? I mean, we've had a couple people testify already, past girlfriends of Travis, that he was an absolute gentleman in their relationships. We've had a number of people, both before and after Travis, testify that Jodi was the aggressor physically. And so all of this testimony, if I hear one more time that defense attorney say, how does this make you feel to Jodi? I mean, how did it make Travis feel when she was stabbed 29 times? He is not on trial here. He is not here to defend himself, and that's what they're doing. And it's frankly insulting, Jane.